How are you?
How are you?
All good? Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, man. Let me see all those fingers.
I don't do fireworks.
I don't do either. I watched from the window in my neighborhood. A lot of people invested a lot in fireworks. Thank you, everybody. I invested zero, but I had a good show, and I actually like seeing the nice firework. I'm not so into the big bomb things that really are loud. I used to be when I was 15, but I really liked it. There was some beautiful fireworks, and yeah, I enjoyed myself.
Hmm, nice to hear. Are
Yeah,
you on 5G? No, huh?
I'm on my phone.
Oh, are you? Hmm, okay.
Am I like a pixel?
Yep, as
Is
always.
but is the sound good?
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
No, that's the most important.
What are your do you do any New Year's resolutions or any goals or
I
none?
do ongoing resolutions,
Which is?
improving as we go. No, but sometimes it's like a moment that you overthink what you're doing a little bit more conscious than usually, I think. And yeah, I don't really have any like really New Year's resolutions though. But if I have to name one, no, I actually don't know.
None of them.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could
What
be.
should I do? And you?
I will sit down tomorrow to have well, not necessarily New Year's resolutions, but more like a live audit.
A life audit.
A live audit, yeah. As in,
Enlighten me and everybody at home listening.
well, normally I do this in the week between Christmas and New Year's Eve. Um, but this year I somehow didn't schedule it, and somehow I ended up working a lot, so I didn't have the time for it. But now I have the time tomorrow. But what a live audit is that you kind of go over all the elements in your life. Um, well, not yeah, kind of
With the
all of
help
them.
of somebody or just by yourself?
No, you can do that with the help of somebody. Like if you have a coach or whatever, you can do it with your coach, but you can also do it yourself. And kind of audit yourself on different areas in life. So, for example, family, friends, business, financial, hobbies, like all those type of, let's say, categories.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and you go category by category. You just simply look at it and start asking questions to yourself. Things like, am I still doing what I like doing? Would I like to do something a little bit more or a little bit less? Does something needs to change? Um, what makes me happy? What do I need? All those things. And that gives you a better, let's say, goal of where you want to go, and not necessarily like a specific goal as in I want to make $100,000 this year. It's more like, how
It's
does my
always about the money with you,
oh look who's talking. But it's more like, am I living the life that makes me happy? And I believe that if you live a life that you're happy in, money will come automatically. As well, not necessarily automatically, but the money is second.
huh?
Um, so do what you like to do with the people you like to spend time with.
But do
Yeah,
you really need the audit, or might the
yeah,
audit make you even look at your life differently? That you're actually, I mean, if you're asking me, are you happy, Ralph? I'm saying, hell yeah, I'm fucking happy, dude. And maybe
yeah.
the audit will show me that, oh shit, I'm actually maybe not so happy as I thought.
Well, I don't think that will be the issue, because if you're happy, you're happy. But I do believe that sometimes you need small changes without you not even realizing it, because you're living life by the day. You're not zooming out. Um, and what those audits help me with is kind of the same as what coaching does. Like, you just zoom out on the bigger picture, and you just have a look at your life from a bigger perspective and not on the details on a daily basis. And that gives you a better view of where you want to go if you're still on route, because that's not something you ask yourself on a daily basis. Am I still doing what I want to do? Most of the people are on autopilot every day.
I don't know. I'm not most people.
Well, I think we all are most people, because we all have the same behavioral traits and we all have the same piece of brains to work with. But what you tend to get into this pattern every day, like walking to the office at 9 a.m., do your work, blah, 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 go to home at 5 p.m., pick up the kids, cook, have dinner, sit behind the TV at 8 or whatever. Like, everyone has a pattern in their life. And sometimes you just go on autopilot and don't think about it anymore. While it might not be the life that you want to live anymore, it used to work for you maybe 2 years ago, but now you might prefer to have more nights out or to spend more time with friends. But if you look at your behavior, you're not changing anything. You're still going to work and from couch to your work, from couch to your work, and back and forth. So if you zoom out and you notice that, hey, I want to see my friends more, but by my behavior is telling me something different, so I need to change something. Does that make sense?
Yes, kinda. The thing is, how I always look at it is you should always seek to like maximize pleasure, and that's not that I'm saying YOLO.
Self-releasing.
And no, but it's all about balance and yeah, self-releasing. Nice. And you always know how to bring up the subject, huh?
Yep.
Top of mind.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, for me, what works is if you think like last year, I took up going to the gym way more. It's actually just something that you then start doing, and then finding out what works for you. Don't think about it too much. I think the overthinking might make you say, no, next Monday I will start, or January 1st I will
No,
start. But
that's
yeah,
true.
just go and see what works.
Yeah, but that's true. But that's more on the behavioral side, as in, you know what you want. So now the only thing between you and your goal is your actions, right?
Yeah.
So that's something different. What I'm talking about, the audit is more about realizing what your goals are.
Okay.
So if you already know that you want to go to the gym more often, then yeah, your goal is clear. All you have to do is stand up and go to the gym. But if you don't know that you want to go to the gym, or that you want to become a bit more fit or whatever, then you don't know what to do. So in order to be a little bit more in control of where you go in life, on relationships, on friends, on families, on, like, I don't know, maybe you have like this weird relationship with your family and you're constantly asking yourself, why do I even keep going to these holidays or these anniversaries? Because why am I still going? But somehow you keep going because you've always been doing it, right? So why stop now?
It's
And an audit
family.
like that could be one thing. But you could also ask yourself, like, yeah, why do I go? What does it bring me? Does it even bring me something, or does it only
The
cost me
right
something?
question is, why am I doing this?
Exactly.
It's
So
nice that you
why
bring
am
up the
I?
little bridge, because that's the next track of ours that's coming out. Oh no, actually the second one, along with W and W. Oh, you're trying to lean in towards the. Oh no, okay, no, then
No, no,
proceed.
no,
Shameless
just
plug.
shameless plug. Well, that is the right question. Why am I doing this? Because that is asking yourself why you are having that behavior. Because most of the people are not consciously aware of their own behavior. They're caught in these patterns that they constantly copy each day or each month or each week. but they don't really think about why they do it. Like, why do I go to the gym? Because I want to become more fit, or because I don't want to die early, or because I want to be a healthy dad, or there's always a reason why you go. And your behavior is the reaction to that, is the response. But most people are lost in why they do things. And I think that that's the power of the audit, finding back your why on all those aspects in life again. Like, why am I actually spending time with these people? Why do I prefer spending time with that person and not the other person? Simply kind of weighing down everything and simply touch on it for like a few minutes. It's just something most people don't do.
But then you can come to the conclusion that, oh shit, actually don't like those people.
Yeah,
I should
exactly.
break up with them.
Well, then you
Yeah.
have two options. You stick with the people and you have a shitty relationship that you are being part of, that you have to be in, and you don't enjoy, and thus be quote unquote unhappy. Or you have one difficult conversation, you end the relationship, and you can live a happy life and you can spend that precious time with people you do like to spend time with.
Mm.
It's just that hard conversation, that 1 minute, 5 minute conversation that is not fun to have, that most people avoid because they know it's not going to be fun. But not having that conversation keeps you in that relationship, or keeps you in that same pattern, and is holding you from change.
Hey, and how does comfort fit in there?
Comfort is definitely one of those things,
Because
and that's
we like comfort as well. So yeah.
exactly. But what I tend to believe is comfort is killing, as in the minute you start feeling comfortable, you also start growing. So
Shit, I'm so comfortable, man.
me too, but not in all aspects of my life. Because if I look at working out, for example, I like making myself uncomfortable because I know I want to grow in that area. So I know it's okay to feel uncomfortable in that area. But when I talk about my private situation, like how I live with my girlfriend and my kids, I'm super comfortable there because I don't want to change anything there. So that's all okay to be comfortable in that area. But I don't want to be comfortable in areas where I want to change, where I want more, or where I want to grow.
Mm-hmm. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
You're such a wise man.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like this way better. And I criticized the podcast quite a few times when Jopke was here as well. That you ask us questions, then I come with some nonsense. Jopke came with even greater nonsense, and then you came lastly with all the wisdom we needed in the first place.
Yeah. Well, keep
I
doing
like
it
this
like that.
format a lot.
So
Well,
you
we can
prepare the
also
podcast.
ask the people who are listening to tell us in the Discord or whatever. Do you like the Joey spits his nonsense version, or nah? Let's first hear Ralph's and Jopke's nonsense.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's see
Does
what
that
they
make
think.
sense?
Yeah. Do you have any follow-up questions, Ralph, regarding the live audit?
No, no, no. I think it's time to talk about the music industry, artists, 2024. Trends, what not so ever releases. I can do some shameless plugs if you want to. We have a lot coming up. I think I'm like the only one of my timeline who's not on Bali or
Hmm.
Tulum. I don't get why everybody goes to the same fucking places. We have a
Why-
big ass map of the earth here, and there's all these places you can go, and half of my timeline is in exactly the same place. Why?
Why, why do you think that is?
Comfort.
Yes, and people behave in herds.
Oh man. So you're basically saying half of the industry are sheep.
It's the same as trends in music, you know. Everyone follows each other. Once
Yeah,
one
that's
person
true.
sets the trend, the other people follow. It's how it
Yeah,
works.
but still, with music, that's kind of different than the place where you're going on holiday.
Why?
Because in music, it's kind of more logical that we are acting in herds, because it would be weird if you have a festival with 10,000 people who are listening to a different track. It's nice that you can enjoy it all together, but a holiday is usually something you do alone, or actually, okay, maybe that's for me. I actually like meeting new people, not the same people somewhere else, but
Exactly.
okay, that's different. But
Why do you think there's snack bars in Greece where they sell frikandellen and croquetten?
you even have them on Bali. Yeah.
Exactly. Why do you think that is? Because people, they like the idea of traveling, but they like the comfort of the things they know from back home.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah.
So
Okay.
the idea of traveling is different from what they actually expect. And it's the same with music and it's the same with movies. We all like to think that we're underground and that we like the music no one else likes, but at the same time we all listen to the same thing.
Definitely. Oh, yeah. Well, sometimes you have the mainstream and the adjacent anti-mainstream movement that's actually part of the exactly the same movement, because they need each other.
Yeah.
And that's always, if even if you're anti or not, you're always letting your opinion go by what the majority wants, and it makes you contrary. Is that a word? Man,
Yeah.
it's hard in English.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing again with the life audit as well. Like we people are a combination of behavioral traits. And we all like to think that we're in control, while most people, well, you're not in control, first of all, because you can't control your future.
The
Um,
Matrix.
exactly. Um, what
I'm
we're
I'm not some Tate guy, by the way.
mm, no, it's more
But I
like,
really like the Matrix, though.
yeah, me too. I rewatched it lately. It was nice.
Oh man, I also like the music in there. Man, just
Yeah,
makes me want to drive in my car, put on that music, thinking I'm Neo, seeing ones and zeros everywhere.
yeah, exactly. But
Okay,
it really, it
proceed.
really, it really all comes down to the same with the holiday places, like the whole TikTok thing. All the Why do you think that the restaurants that are popping on TikTok or the products that are popping on TikTok are all selling out or being fully booked?
I totally don't get that trend. I'm actually so the opposite, but that's because I don't like crowds. And I'm not gonna wait for a fucking croissant for a half
Yeah.
an hour. Fuck that shit.
So congratulations, Ralph. You're part of the 1% of the world.
Nah, that's totally not true. I think it's you're part of the 95% of the world, but that 5% is just really visible.
So
Like the TikTok generation.
no, I think most of the people are like that. Like if you go to a holiday to a location, you always want to go to the places where most people go.
I
You want to
gotta
have
say, I was tricked once as well. Genius.
what?
There was this. I don't like getting shawarma or dinner or anything. I only like it when I had a few beers. It's disgusting food, man. Especially when you get it at the shawarma places. It's fat,
4 a.m.
greasy. The lettuce that goes in there doesn't even taste like lettuce. The tomatoes are just 10 years old. I don't know what. But this place nearby where I drove by every day, it burned down. And because of that, the shawarma place that was there started his operation outside in a with a cart outside. And then I saw the line always over there when I drove by, and then that made me think there's always a line there. That shit must be good.
Exactly.
So at some point, somewhere during the year, I thought by myself, fuck this shit. I am going to get a kebab. Fucking disgusting, man. Even in regard to all other kebabs, it wasn't even a good kebab. It was shit. But still, that line made me think that this must
Hurdles.
be a good kebab.
Exactly.
But
I
yeah.
actually remember back in the days when I had like a residency where I played in Tilburg here
Hmm.
in this bar. The owner there, or the resident DJ at that time, he always told me that on Saturday nights or Friday nights they consciously built a line outside. So even though the club was completely empty, they made sure 5 to 10 people were in line before they entered the club, because that line drew in all the other 300, 400 people.
Yeah.
And that's just how it works. It's all, he always said, like, just make sure the club's full with smoke so people can't really look in and see how busy it is. And
Yeah.
then we keep like 10, 20 people in line, and then we're packed for the rest of the night. And that's how it works. Still, with your kebab as well.
I know, man. I
Yeah,
ate that kebab with shame. No, I threw it away. Yeah. Plus, I'm not a really big meat eater anyway anymore. I only eat meat at your place.
true.
Yeah. And sometimes when I go out to dinner, I
Oh,
actually like the vegetarian shawarma. It's
yeah, that's pretty
fucking
good.
nice.
Yeah, true.
And then I bake some tomatoes with it. Man, I'm getting hungry. I
I
love
had
pickle. Ugh.
I had Côte de Boeuf. I made Côte de Boeuf for Christmas. Um, Next time you're coming over for dinner, I'll make that. Oh well, man, that was so
I
nice.
actually have a winter barbecue coming up this Saturday,
True.
and I have to prepare the food. Me, being like 98% vegetarian, have to do a winter barbecue, which is actually funny. But you have to give me a good recipe.
I'll check it.
Yeah.
Meat,
You
non-meat.
once made this, it was not per se pulled pork, but kinda. You had this big plastic sack with
Yeah, it was neck.
man, that shit was amazing.
Yeah, that was
Woof.
Asian. That was meat from the neck from, I think, cow or whatever. I don't know.
No, I think it was either or pig or duck.
It wasn't the duck.
Then it was pig
Hmm.
because
I'll,
I
I'll
thought
send you
it
that.
was
I'll
pig.
send you that recipe. It's pretty easy.
Okay.
So
Hey,
it's
we kind of what were we talking about?
um no, more like why
Oh
people
yeah,
go to the,
sheeple.
yeah, why people go to the same spots of holiday, because they, yeah, why do you go on a holiday where you meet?
Why do we? Yeah, why do we follow other people?
Yeah, it's because
But it's
we
interesting because also with Marlon, I sometimes discuss about Marlon is all about fashion, because now the when the pants are getting wider, then he is one of the first that have like a really wide pants, and his whole wardrobe gets like renewed.
yeah,
Yeah. And then he always says, wait for it. You will do it in a few years as well. Yeah, you can't criticize that. Hey, and he's totally right because my wardrobe just goes, yeah, I can't be arsed to get uh, 5 new pants right now. Man, I don't even like shopping. And, but yeah, my pants will also get wider because I will buy 3 or 4 new pants every year, somewhere, and they
Mhm.
will be according the newest fashion. And but it's so interesting that how these hypes and how it all goes hand in hand, and everybody will do the same. And then at some point, you will come to the realization that everybody 10 years ago looked really weird,
Yeah,
and then we think like, wow, look at them then. It looks so old. If you watch Friends, for instance, which was
yeah.
the 90s, of course, you go like, actually, that those clothes are now probably trending again.
It's the same with music. If you listen to the tracks now, it's like the trance music from the 90s.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I actually like the musical landscape right now a lot. I think there's something for everybody in there. The only real main component that I see that is widely shared is that the music is really faster than it was a few years ago.
Hmm.
Even even the house guys like Dom Dolla or John Summit, they play 140 BPM sometimes as well.
Oof.
Yeah, which is, those are the house DJs. And then you have the hard techno people who go like 180. The hard starters go 200 plus. And us, the EDM boys and girls, we do a lot of 140, 150 now, which is like the normal pace. And I gotta say, I like 140, and even 150 is so much more natural than 128. I
Really?
never liked 128 with vocals.
I think 150 is way too quick, but
No, but you can always double down the tempo. But if you look at a lot of tracks, it goes so much more naturally, especially with singing. 128, 130 is just it's a hard tempo to sing to be honest.
is it too slow or?
Nah, it's just in the middle because the times I did vocal tracks, I leaned more towards 122, 124, which always sounded vocally much more natural. And even 126 then felt a little bit speedy. But if you
Yeah.
then amp it up and go to 145, 150, then it just has this more natural flow to it. Can
Yeah.
even be a ballad. That's 75, 80. Yeah, double tempo it. Bam, you're there. But yeah,
Did you
it's still
happen to
taste.
check out that AI tool we talked about last time?
No, which one was it?
Oof. What was it called?
Well, I didn't check it. Or did I? I had a
Uh,
look.
I'm not sure what the name was anymore, but I someone did tell me in, I think it was in the Discord, that it was Windows only, I think.
Yeah, I'm on Windows. I hate the Apple thing now.
You're really the 1%, Ralph.
Dude, the workflow within Finder is just shitty. Windows, I don't know. I only know the Dutch name. And it's Explorer. The map systems. How is it called? I think it's in Dutch here. On a file explorer. That's just so you can. Windows gives you the opportunity to modify it the way you like to. All those stupid Apple things, they just show you a way how they think it should work, but it's not always the best for your workflow.
Hmm.
And that's just fucked up. I hate it.
So you didn't use the plugin?
No,
Okay.
it comes down to I had a look at it and shit, I did some exploring, but I didn't use it. I
Hmm.
also had a talk about it with somebody.
Can't
But what was the
recall.
fucking plugin again?
Yeah, AI music.
You should prepare better, man.
AI. It took the synths out, right?
Oh yeah, that was it. That was it. Yeah. No, I definitely had a look. It remakes a synth. The thing is, I don't have that synth that goes with it.
Micro music.
Yeah, and I don't have the synth yet. I should install it
Hmm.
and then try it out. But I watched the videos. Um, yeah, still think it's super amazing.
Okay.
But to be honest, um, the time within Christmas and New Year's was more for the administrative shit to get it in order. And
Mm-hmm.
today I was just making music, just for fun, you know. I wasn't pioneering or anything. I just had fun.
Most
150
important thing.
BPM.
That's the most important thing.
Doof, doof, doof.
One thing that I wanted to talk about as well is the whole 1,000 true fans concept. Are you aware of that?
No, wait, my camera is a little bit unsharp.
Fuzzy. 1,000 true fans concept. There's a blog out there if you Google it, which is called 1,000 true fans.
A blog.
I think it's from Kevin Kelly, and it's pretty old. but it says that it's better to focus on building a fan base with 1,000 true fans. And true fans mean that those are people who are truly connected with your brand and who are willing to, let's say, spend money on your brand. So buy tickets for your shows, buy your releases, share your music, those type of things. And if you look at the music industry in the past 10 to 15 years, we've all been focusing on building 100,000 true fans. Well, not true fans. We're building 100,000 fans or 1,000,000 fans. Now, 10, 15 years later, we all have sick accounts with thousands to millions of followers. What is happening? Why is my FaceTime going off?
Yeah, I still see you and hear you.
Okay, perfect. But now, 10 to 15 years later, we all have thousands or millions of followers. But if you look at the quality of the followers, you could say it's not that well, as in not a lot of people who follow you are actually a true fan. So wouldn't it be better for the future to focus on building a true fan base, rewarding them, spending time with them, and not necessarily focusing on the masses, but focusing more on the smaller group of people who actually are a fan?
Yeah. You know, I always think it's such a hard topic
It is.
because in essence, we are just people who make music and play music. Every minute I have to spend on something else than that makes me go away from my core. So what we are doing is balancing out all the shit we have to do and making music. If so, if you want me to invest time, like take Signed by Bassjackers, for instance. I always like doing that a lot. But man, that was so time consuming. I just had to quit if I wanted to make more music. But it's a hard one because I actually like making Signed by Bassjackers, but it wasn't so that the following became a lot bigger or so.
No,
So that also made me,
that's for the
huh?
true fans.
Yeah, for the true fans, but still, um, if I invest my time in making music, something that I also really love, um, for me, that's a means that I can reach a lot more people with than Signed by Bassjackers. I think should be as artists, but as well as people who like something from the artist. We all should be aware of our responsibility. Quote, how do you say it? Open quote,
Quote unquote.
quote unquote. And because if you like content from an artist, make sure you share it with other people. Make sure that it is known, because else, if you don't do that, the artist might stop making that content, because in the end, there are multiple things as an artist we can choose that we like to do. If I would have seen more enthusiasm among users, could also be that it was just shit content. But if I would have seen more enthusiasm, more sharing, and all that stuff, that would me look at it differently, because now I'm able to make a choice. Either I make music or I show people how I do it. As you know, I recorded it all myself. I gave away my whole files. Everybody got everything, all the synths, everything, even my master chains. I shared everything, but I have to prepare it. If I want to give away a file, I have to weed out everything. I have to organize it. Takes me maybe a day. Then I have to record it, edit it, and all the stuff. Takes me about half a day. Sometimes a little bit longer. So 1.5, 2 days for one episode of Signed by Bassjackers with the giveaway. It's quite some time if you take
Mm.
into account there's 20 work days in a month or so. So that's like 10% of my time. Um, doing something I love, so that's not the issue. But there's that other thing that I love also, making music, and
Mm.
that's just a little bit more rewarding. So then it makes for me, then if I have to choose two things that I like to do, I choose the one that's more rewarding from the outside than the other. Yeah.
But it's truly connected from both sides, as in you have the artist aspect of things. That's the story you mentioned. You only have X amount of time to spend, and you have the fan side of things, which also have a responsibility, I would say. As in, I think it would be a lot more healthy if fans would pay for certain access to the artist, as in you kind of seen all these things like Patreon and stuff like building up in the last few years where people pay for certain access, that could be exclusive content or whatever. But you, as you mentioned, you have to you can only spend your time once, and you want to get paid in a certain way. So that could be a share of your content, or a like or a response or whatever, or you could be paid in dollars or euros. And sometimes you do things for money, and sometimes you do things for like just to get it out there. And in the past few years, it looks like fans only expect artists to do things for free. But it's hard because something needs to pay the bills. And yes, you could, the argument is always, yeah, but you have shows where you make a lot of money. Well, for the 1% of artists, that is true. For the other 99%, I doubt if that's true. I almost know for sure it's not. So there needs to be a new balance, in my opinion, where you can still do the things you want to do, as in make music, maybe even make valuable content like signed by Bassjackers, but maybe spend less time in content for TikTok or content for Instagram or whatever you post content on, because that takes time as well. And if you can skip it from that time and spend it on valuable content which people are paying for, small amounts, so maybe $5 a month or whatever, maybe even $2 a month, that kind of could help making the balance a bit healthier.
Yeah, but it's both. They're both fine strategies. You can do either, you know. I don't say investing the time on TikTok also can help you a lot further than
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely, but it's hard. Like if you already have an audience, that's true, but if you don't have an audience yet, you don't make any money from TikTok. So all the hours you spend on it are not being paid for in any kind of way.
No, that's definitely true. Yeah.
And
And
what if
no,
you
don't get me wrong. I actually like showing off what I do in
no, but if you have
FL
if you're
Studio.
like an artist building his career, and if you have like, I don't know, 50 to maybe 100 true fans, like people who actually know who you are and what you do, and you can get those people to pay $5 a month for having early access to your releases, maybe doing a Q&A every month, and maybe having like some sort of signed by Bassjackers thing. You would already have 250 to 500 euros a month from your fans that helps you to make a living. Should be doable, right?
Yeah, your calculation was a bit off, but yeah, it should definitely
If
help.
50 people pay €5.
Oh, you say 50?
Yeah.
Oh, pay €5. Yeah, that's €250.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if 100 people pay €5, you have €500, right? So
No,
um,
true. No,
don't question my calculations.
no, yeah. Well, no, I misunderstood. I thought you were first. It was about 1,000 fans. So
No, but
yeah.
if it were to be 1,000 true fans, but that's just a lot more harder. But if for you, for example, you definitely could have 1,000 true fans by now. What if you can get all those people to pay $50 a year to get access to content, to get access to you guys, to have conversations with you, to ask questions, maybe get exclusive merchandise every now and then, or win tickets for shows every now and then. $50 a year. So that's not even $5 a month. What if you can get those people to pay that? That's $50,000 a year. That's an income.
True. Yeah, but and then you get to the point when the artists are a little bit bigger and get more interesting, they also have other opportunities.
Like sponsorships.
No, invest your time in music and release it. I
Yeah, but
still also have my goals of who I want to support my music.
you can
Uh,
still spend time with that. You can spend even more time doing that because now you don't have to waste time with content on TikTok.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So you're shifting priorities to creating content for TikTok and reaching new
Do you
people.
know also us? Yeah, it's just a hard world nowadays, and I'm really glad that I'm already doing fine because I think if I would come up now, I'm not sure if I would make it. But um, we, the DJs themselves, also consume music a lot through TikTok. It's where we see the next trends as well and jump on them.
Mhm.
Man, it's you have to be
It's a
all over
fucked
the
up world.
place, and so yeah, that's why I rather stick to the principle: just do what you like, and if the people come or not, if the following doesn't come, it's okay too, because or else if you're too focused on getting the following and all the stuff, doing shit that you might like but not the best alternative is for you, there's might be something else that you like to do more. Yeah, it will never work if you don't choose the thing you love the most.
Definitely true.
But it's, man, it's hard. And to be honest, also, yeah, if I see what's on TikTok, and I'm actually browsing there quite a lot. I was loading a file in FL Studio, took up 6 minutes. Bam, 50 minutes on TikTok again. You know how it goes.
Mhm.
Um, but I do also get a lot of inspiration from there. I see stuff there that I usually don't see. I like that a lot.
Yeah, but it's not like you have to completely stop posting there, but it's more like don't post daily or don't have to post daily because now you're not necessarily relying on that audience anymore because you have your true fan base that you're relying on and that you also spend time with. So it's more about investing in quality and into deep relationships instead of staying on the surface and investing in people who are a fan of someone else tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, true. That's totally true. Yeah. Oh, can you even imagine what it can do for you on popularity polls and such? If they
Yeah,
actually vote for you.
if you think about Taylor Swift, for example, like she obviously has a big audience and not all of them are super fans, but she does have a big group of people who are super fans, but she also
Yeah.
spends time with those people. Um, Dua Lipa, same thing. Like it's not like she talks with them every day, but sometimes they give away backstage passes. Taylor Swift went by and sang on someone's wedding for as a surprise. Like all those some little things build a deep relationship with people who are investing a lot of time into you and money
Totally
in some
true.
cases. So I do think for the future there, I think there's something there. I think that the model that we have these days is not sustainable, and I think that what we experience at this point is that model breaking down. That's what we're experiencing at this point, in my opinion.
Time will tell, man. Yeah.
Let's bring out the tinfoil hats.
No, yeah, but it's definitely changing and changing quite a lot. Um, can you imagine how hard it is for a promoter to book somebody? What's the metric you look at, you know?
But it's also a result of the combination, the cocktail that we're in at this point, as in because people are not a fan of a certain artist, but are like not a true fan of an artist, but like a fan from someone now, and next day they're a fan of someone else, and like a promoter doesn't know what they'll get if they book a certain artist, because 1 million followers doesn't say anything.
That's true.
All the data is
It
worthless in
doesn't
most.
say nothing, but
No, okay, but it's not like it's
no,
as how do you say that? Like it's not like
no,
it's
there might be followers that not follow for the reason the promoter likes to book them, you know?
if you look at Spotify, for example, like the amount of people who have millions of plays there, and none of them get booked because no one knows who they are,
No,
because their
that's
brand is not big enough. Their music performs well because of the algorithms, but if they would be placed on a flyer, does someone recognize their name? Probably
no.
not.
No, but actually, that gives you chances for that. That's where the chances are, and I
It's
actually like
building a
that a
brand.
lot. Yeah,
It really comes down to building a brand. Like releasing music is one thing, posting content is one thing, but you want to build a brand that people trust and
yeah.
that
But
people
building
like.
a brand sounds so logical, but it's so freaking
It's
abstract.
super hard.
Yeah,
And it's, to me, building a brand is investing into people that you connect with and that believe in the same things as you believe in, and like the same things as you like.
that's
And it's
so
all
true.
and it's all about building those relationship with those people. It's just like building a big group of friends.
Yeah.
Like
I actually would like to know for the from the people that are listening, like, what do you expect from an artist? You know, and what would you like to see, and what would you invest, and of course, for the producer people, that's it's quite obvious. But besides that, for me, for instance, like socials is just a means to show who we are and what we do,
mhm,
and uh, uh, all related to our biggest passion, music.
true.
Um, yeah, it's not opinionated or anything. Don't show a lot of my personal life. Because yeah, it's not per se music. Don't think people are waiting for that also.
No, but I don't believe you have to, because what you do is show you as a person and show what type of person you are. Like for example, this podcast, the way how you talk, the way how you behave, that's what people connect with, because the body language is always
And
more
it's really
powerful.
me, people.
Yeah, but that's
It's
that's
not
the
an
thing that
act.
people connect with, because they see you and they hear you talk and they hear what you believe in
Now
and they hear
everybody
what.
thinks I'm a pixel
Yeah.
because of my bad internet. KPN sucks for everybody who's living in the Netherlands.
Yeah. But it really comes down to those things. You don't have to show them all your private things. That's definitely not necessary. But you have to show them your personality. That's the more important thing here.
I don't even have private things.
No.
It's all of my wife. She's a lawyer, and I'm stripped down to having nothing. I don't drive a big fancy car. It's a nice car, but it's not big and fancy. I do live
So
in a nice house, I gotta say. That's really important for me. A nice home. I lived rental for the last year, really small. Back to the roots.
Mhm.
And that's basically it.
Yeah. And that
And I
that
go to the
doesn't.
gym nowadays. And tonight I will play padel, which I really like.
Oh, people can
Do
really
you want to
connect
know
with you.
more, Joey?
You're such a
I like
normal guy.
I like Joey's meat, which sounds really dodgy.
Yeah, that's my cue.
Yeah,
Um,
I miss
let
Jopke.
I think he will be back next week.
I don't think he is. He wrote it somewhere in our app. People at home, we have an app. It's called Artist Coaching. And
I'm not sure how long he was gone for. 3 weeks? 2?
yeah,
We'll see.
consistency matters. I see here. I gotta point out, I was the one who's always ready. What? Yeah, only when my mom's birthday was, I wasn't ready.
Yeah, exactly. No, from now on we're gonna try to stick with the Wednesday recordings, but
No, I
consistency is
cannot
hard.
find it.
Yeah, I'll check it.
No,
Anyway,
I'm already looking out for next week. I think, yeah, it would be nice to get some questions. I always like that, and I like to. Yeah, I'm really interested in what would people do themselves if they were in, let's say, my or Jopke's position or anybody's, and yeah,
in
see.
regards to content or
Sorry.
in regards to your content or building a brand
Yeah,
or
what should an artist do? I mean, there's also a responsibility. Like the great Uncle Ben said, with great power comes great responsibility. No, but I think also for an artist, it's we were the ones that were lucky enough that we made it, and yeah, we should share also the stuff that we do,
Hmm,
and I mean that's also fun, huh? It's my passion. I like to talk about it quite a lot, actually. Sometimes people say to me, "Dude,
shut
shut
up.
up."
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's also hard because there's so many possibilities. I also really like making music, so it also makes me go massive introvert, being on my own making music. But it's also something that's cool. And yeah, I mean, really released a lot of new music last year, and I'm really looking forward to this year. We've lined up a lot of new music. We're releasing one this Friday. Not this Friday, next Friday. The Friday after that, 9th of February. And yeah, every month will come a cool original or a collab, and or a cover can also be the case. But we're gonna do a lot. Like my main goal is maybe every 3 weeks a new record. That's about it. But sometimes the labels hold that back because they want to work on a record and they don't allow you to release as much. They want to have like 5 weeks after the release. They want to
Yeah.
have carte blanche to do all the stuff they do.
Mm,
What do? They do what they do.
exactly. Okay. We'll
Also,
pick
also
things up.
interesting to
Yeah,
go over some contracts where we get some now. What are the
I have
royalties and
I have marketing and promotion lined up for next time.
yeah, but that's also really abstract. But maybe also, and people can tell me also, if you sign away a release, that's something for me also really interesting. But I can share which royalty percentages we get, publishing, all that kind of stuff.
Okay,
And
I'll
yeah,
put that in there.
yeah, but you need
Cool.
to remind me that I print out some of the contracts.
I'll try to remind you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
will definitely forget.
Probably. Yeah. Cool. See you next week.
See you next week. Adios.
Bye bye.